honourable member for Lacombe-Ponoka.
Madam Speaker, it is a humble privilege to rise and address this Assembly for the first time on behalf of Lacombe-Ponoka. I greatly look forward to representing our families and communities to the best of my ability, and to do so working with all the other members here in attendance today. There is nothing better for uniting people than a good story. In many ways, I believe Lacombe-Ponoka's story is Alberta's story. It's a story of innovators, of defenders, and of game changers. If you'll indulge me, in the spirit of goodwill, I'd like to share this story with all of you. First and foremost, I firmly believe that the Lacombe-Ponoka people, like most Albertans, are true innovators. You see, Madam Speaker, historically speaking, innovation has been driven by necessity, and that certainly was the experience shared by many of our constituency's pioneer ancestors. Many of these folks arrived here with nothing but a chest of seeds, maybe a few head of cattle, and some assorted hand tools, and all of their earthly possessions loaded on a wagon. Today, our constituency is home to the Field Crop Development Centre, or the FCDC. It is a world-class research facility that's been developing enhanced cereal crop varieties for feed, forage, malt, food, and bioindustrial uses since 1973. They release 2 new varieties of barley every year. This is significant, considering it takes 8 to 11 years to develop a new variety. And this has led to this year's record-breaking barley crops across the province of Alberta. The FCDC is also collaborating with Olds College to produce new barley and triticale varieties. And with reliable, long-term funding, they will continue to drive innovation in one of Alberta's core industries. Our constituency is also home to the Centennial Centre for Mental Health and Brain Injury, the foundational mental health facility in Western Canada. As a former registered nurse, I really can't say enough about the good work being done at this stunning, historic facility. It serves all of Western Canada, treating a variety of mental health and addictions issues. This centre plays a crucial part in the assessment, treatment, and stabilization of individuals aged 18 to 64 who are having a severe and ongoing acute mental health crisis. The Centennial Centre also helps assist individuals to integrate back into their community by ensuring they have the contacts and services they need. In addition, it serves as a post-secondary school for psychiatric nursing. Our constituency is also home to the RAR malting production plant in Alex, as well as Duke's greenhouse near Lacombe. RAR's plant utilizes the latest in European and North American technologies to produce an annual capacity of 180,000 metric tons of grain. In a more practical sense, that means one batch of grain every day, 365 days a year. And to put that in a more reliable or relatable breakdown, that means literally 3 million bottles of beer every day. You heard right, that is 6 zeros. About 90% of the barley necessary for those 3 million bottles of beer comes directly from our Alberta farmers. Yes. Duke's greenhouse is a valuable contributor to the area, also operating on a 37-acre state-of-the-art site. They employ as many as 120 people, and it's the largest producer of eggplant and peppers in all of the prairies. What sets Duke's apart as a unique business and greenhouse is their extraordinarily innovative efficiency. They bought about 125 natural gas wells a few years ago. They rerouted them all back to the greenhouse and built a power plant to generate their own power. Both the heat and the carbon dioxide are recovered from these generators. The heat is repurposed within the facilities, and the CO2 is piped into the greenhouse for plant food. All leftover power goes into the grid, where it is being used to power up to 1/3 of the City of Lacombe's electricity costs. It is the perfect combination of energy, utilities, and agriculture, all working in perfect sync. Additionally, all of their water is collected from rain and snowfall, and all access within is captured and recycled. It doesn't stop there. The waste vegetation is either fed to local animal operations or turned into compost and returned to the land. It's a world-class example of innovation, efficiency, and sustainability. They also work in collaboration with S4 greenhouses to employ advanced hydroponic methods to produce vegetables year-round at 2 locations. Of course, innovation isn't only about increasing production. It can also be about making communities a better place to call home. And in this regard, I can't say enough about the Ponoka Stampede. Officially born in the 30s with roots that go back even farther, the Ponoka Stampede represents community innovation at its best, bringing neighbors together in the spirit of goodwill while bringing thousands of spectators and millions of dollars to this community. It is one of the top 5 rodeos in the world. And with all due respect to another stampede in our province, Ponoka's annual event is the best rodeo in Alberta, in my opinion. This week-long event, including bull riding and chuck wagons, is made possible thanks to the selfless efforts of more than 800 volunteers, a true testament to our Western heritage and our hospitality. Another example of hard work can be found in a local university group called the Acronaires. This dynamic team of acrobats and gymnasts has traveled the world. They've won international competitions, and they're celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. They've showcased their skills for other legislatures, and they've even helped to lend a hand in changing light bulbs in a chandelier in the Michigan State Capitol building. I hope to have them perform at our own legislature soon. Over the summer, I had the opportunity to get to know the amazing constituents of Lacombe-Ponoka better. I visited nearly 350 businesses and witnessed firsthand the diversity, talent, and hard work that can be found from the villages of Gull Lake and Alex to our larger namesake communities. Now, allow me to say a few words about Lacombe-Ponoka's defenders. Alberta has long been home to those who stand up for justice, peace, and what is right, no matter how long it takes. Lacombe-Ponoka is no different. Lacombe itself is named for French-Canadian Roman Catholic Father Albert Lacombe, whose many deeds live on in history. Most notably, I believe he should be remembered for his efforts in brokering peace between the Cree and the Blackfoot. His namesake, incidentally, is home to the Lacombe Police Service. Established in 1900, it's one of the oldest and longest-running municipal police services in Alberta today. That is certainly something worth celebrating. Of course, when it comes to defending our province's interests, one must remember the primary achievement of the Honourable Premier, John Edward Brownlee. Alberta's 5th Premier, who represented the electoral district of Ponoka, won what proved to be the most important battle with Ottawa in our province's history. You see, when Alberta and Saskatchewan were formally created by Sir Wilfrid Laurier's Liberal government, Ottawa refused to live up to the letter of the British North American Act, which required the new provinces to be granted control over our natural resources. This set off a 25-year jurisdictional battle upon Alberta's creation, which only came to an end when Brownlee's United Farmers government doggedly pressured Ottawa to finally live up to the terms of the BNA Act. Beginning in 1930, control over Alberta's resources finally belonged to Albertans. The importance of this victory cannot be overstated. The Honourable Premier Lougheed mince no words describing this importance, and I quote, "I rate it in the top 1 or 2 events in our history." When it comes to defending Alberta, Lougheed knew what he was talking about. When the Pierre Trudeau government sought to undermine Alberta with the National Energy Program, Lougheed throttled production until the program was modified. He also won a key constitutional concession that guaranteed province the exclusive right to make laws regarding exploration, development, conservation, and management of our non-renewable resources. Today, it seems the current federal Liberal government is once again seeking to undermine provincial jurisdiction when it comes to resources. On this account, let me just say that the people of Lacombe-Ponoka would like to congratulate the Honourable Premier and the Government of Alberta for the recent Supreme Court legal victory that once again upholds Alberta's natural resource rights. Moving forward, we encourage the province to continue taking a page from Premiers Lougheed and Brownlee and defend the rights of the people of Alberta, no matter how long and difficult this fight may be. Of course, when it comes to telling Alberta's story, this book cannot be complete without taking a chapter from the famous Five. I don't need to tell the people here in this room about the colossal changes brought about thanks to the efforts of Judge Emily Murphy, Henrietta Edwards, Nellie McClung, Louise McKinney, and the Honourable Irene Parlby. They were true game changers. As a daughter, a mother, a small business owner, and now a woman in politics, I can find inspiration in their fight, especially Parlby. It's been said that her public life truly began in 1913 when she was chosen as secretary for the Alex Country Women's Club. That same year, she helped to form the first women's local of the United Farmers of Alberta. 1921, she was first elected to represent the electoral district of Lacombe and was immediately named to cabinet, only the second woman to hold such a position in the entire Commonwealth. Of course, the Supreme Court case she will ever be associated with, the Persons Act, was wrapped up in 1928, and the verdict was reversed in 1929. Her political career continued on, and she was re-elected to this Assembly in 1930. Of course, her community service never really stopped, and she continued advocating for improved health care in various forms for years to come. At the time of her passing in 1965, she was the last surviving member of the famous Five. More than 100 years have passed since Irene Parlby was first elected to represent Lacombe, the electoral district that I am proud to call home. I don't know that I will ever face the challenges she did. You know, that's a good thing. But I think there will always be a need for the kind of dogged determination that she personified. And if I'm able to bring that to the Assembly, I will count myself truly blessed. So there you have it. Those are a few of the stories from Lacombe-Ponoka that I think exemplify the best of Alberta. I've been closely involved in the process of uniting Conservatives across this province, and I've seen firsthand what we can accomplish when we come together for the betterment of Albertans. In this difficult time, I find it reassuring to remember that we are all truly standing on the shoulders of giants, and we are up to any challenge that comes our way. For my part, I want to congratulate Honourable Premier and all members of this Assembly for your election victories in May of this year. I also want to acknowledge and thank my predecessor, Honourable Ron Orr, for his many years of hard work on behalf of the good people of Lacombe-Ponoka. I do hope he is enjoying his retirement alongside his beautiful wife, Donna Marie. On a personal note, I want to thank my parents, my husband, Dwayne Johnson, yes, otherwise known as The Rock. I certainly did marry up, and I thank my kids for their love and support. Truly, I wouldn't be here without you. Finally, and most importantly, I want to thank the families and the communities of Lacombe-Ponoka for choosing me as your representative. In the spirit of all those reform-minded Conservatives who came before me, I pledge to always put your thoughts and concerns first. As Irene Parlby once said, and I quote, "The farmers put me in." You can rest assured, I won't forget why I'm here or whom I work for. Thank you.